Afternoon, Jules here from Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. So it's another Tuesday Treasures, and what we've got is mini pocket folios. So there's two. This is the actual folio, and it's got flaps that fold in. It's got a side pocket, it's got a belly band, there's hearts to decorate, and there's journal cards. This is kind of grungy, bit of tartan in the backgrounds. We'll go with the tartan, the rustic tartan hearts journal. Go with any journal. And this one's a more brighter colour, and it'll go with your beachy themes, summer, spring. But again, it's the same. This is your folio, and you'll see there's a spine there. And these gaps here are slightly wider. It's just so if you want to, you can do a thin line at that side and a thin line at that side to give you a tiny spine. If not, just score it down the middle. And the same, there's no hearts on that belly band, but there's hearts there. And there's a circle there, that's to go on your flap. Now, for anybody that doesn't have a printer or doesn't have access, I've also got this. This is slightly smaller, but we will make one of these and I'll give you the measurements. And it's similar. It's got the flaps there, it's got a little pocket there, it has a belly band on the side, and we made a little journal page. And as you can see, there is kind of some spines, and this one I scored 3 score lines so that it folds over like one of the folders, or what do they call them, those big card folders, like what we use the manila folders for doing, cutting up and doing bits of journals and things like that. So we will do one of them. So with the magic of editing, I'm going to go away, I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to cut these out, and I'll be a few seconds. So I'll see you in a minute. Hi, that's me back. So I've cut them all out. So we'll put those there. That's the journal cards, side tuck, belly band, hearts, and a circle. Now, when you're creasing it, doesn't matter which way you're going to have it. So first of all, we'll do this one, and it lands on a crease. So what I'm doing is these white lines I'm putting on a crease. And these are the ones around the spine. So there you can see that I've done that one and that one. So there we are. We've got our little crease there. And then this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a crease, a score. I'm just going to move it down so I can and there we are, we've got that crease there. And what I'm doing is I'm lining these two sides with the edge of the and then we'll fold that one in, and there we are. And then what I need to do is I need to get these two flaps creased. There we are. And that moves in. And that moves in like that. And then when you fold that in, if you've got it a little bit wonky, because I have cut these slightly shorter than the actual flaps. You've got it a little bit wonky, then it's this crease on the outside. And that just does that. So we've got our two little flaps, we've got our fold over, we've got that, and we've got that. Now it's up to you whether you have it that way or that way, but if you decide right from the start, then you know which way, because if it's that way, then everything needs to go. If it's that way, everything needs to go up the way. So I'm just going to quickly do these. And that goes there. So this one we're going to have that way, that one we're going to have that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly crease ink round. We'll leave that one with that for now, and we'll deal with this one. So we're having this one this way. So we've got our two, and what I want is I want two circles to tie them together. So what I want is I want some small split pins. I'm just getting them out. So I've got, because I'll need two for the other. I'm just making sure, because I've got copper ones, and yeah, that's fine. And I want two for the outside as well. So a little bit bigger. In fact, we'll use two of the slightly longer ones. Now, I didn't do any circles for this, so what you can do is the card that you've left, you can cut two little circles out. You can use these as a template to cut it out. But what I did was I just cut some little tiny circles in round two. And what I want to do is I want to mark the two. I want to find the middle. If you want to find the middle exact and you've got one of these rulers with a 0 in the middle, you can do it. So this is 2.5 measuring that way, so 1 1/4, and I'll take, and you've got little dotted lines on your these rulers so you can get it exact. So we'll put that there and then turn that round, and we'll do the same. So that's our 2 holes there. Now what I want to do is I want to do two holes. I just want to see how big it is. So that's, oops. I think I've got the middle. Normally I just guess, and that's too thick. So I've got one of these. It's a pen, but it's ball tools. As you can see, so that's the thickest one. then it goes thinner, and then it goes to like a pin. And this is kind of, so you could use a needle, and then I just squish it round, so, and that's roughly, this one I'm just going to guess the middle. And because I've glued two together, it's wet the card, so it's just made it a little bit softer. And that's just a bit of foam that I got out of when I buy the glass screen covers for your phone. You always get that kind of foam with it, so it's ideal. And then what I want to do is I want to put that in there, and that in there, and then open it out. You don't want it too tight, you do want a space, so you want to be able to lift it up a bit, and do the same with this one. And the hole isn't big enough, so now I can put my it's actually that way. Turn it round and open your legs. Again, not too tight because you want to put some string in there. And what I'm using, I can't remember, I think it's the string that I used when I was making Roman blinds. I think I've said this before, but I think thin macrame string is the same. I'm not sure. So all I'm doing is I'm tying that in a knot, and then tying it the opposite way. So if you do right over left, then you do left over right, or if you do left over right, then you do right over left. And that gives you a solid knot. And then cut your short end off. And then we go round once, twice, and off, like that. So, and then you'll find that your little journaling cards will fit in there. Like that. But what I do want to do is I want to finish the edges off these ones. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for a little bit of washi tape, and I've got some here, and it's butterflies, and it's like stamps. So I'm just cutting one off. This isn't the greatest sticky stuff, so I'm using glue. I'm just using my art glitter glue, and I'm just spreading it about with my finger. And then I'm just going to put that over there, just gently. And then what I do is I turn it over, and I just go around it like that, because if you press it down the other way, it all creases because it's trying to get round that bump. Where if you do it that way, and there you are. And then you can go in at the back of it and stick the rest of it down. And again, we're going to do this one, so cut another one off. and it's just like butterfly stamps on that washi tape. I can't even remember where I got it from, so it would probably be AliExpress, Temu or a craft shop. Only place I've bought washi tape. Again, just put it on very gently, turn it over and then go round. And then just gently go around the legs, and then we'll tie that back around. And there we have it, we have that. So now what we've got is we've got our side tuck pocket, and I'm going to do it on this side, so I am going to ink round this. And then I'm just putting a thin line of glue right round the 3 edges that haven't got the thumb notch in, because this has a thumb notch already cut out for you. If you wanted, you could put it on that side, or you could, you know, do it that way, but I'm not. I want it here. Right up to the edge, and there we are. So we've got that, and then we've got our belly band, which is just slightly too big, which is fine because you can cut the edges off. And again, I'm just inking round it. It does, when you cut it out, it does look as though it's been inked round, but I don't cut out straight, so some of the bits got cut off, some of the bits didn't. And I want my hearts up the right way. And now I'm going to put this slightly over to one side, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix a little coffee dyed journal in, and it's just going to slide in there. And then I'm going to do this with the circle, there it is. And I am going to stick one of the smaller ones in the middle, just to give it a little bit of strength. And there's a little bit of glue seepage, which is fine. I'm just rubbing it, and then I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to put that on there, and if I wanted to, again, I could use my ruler and get the exact middle, but I'm not. I'm just going to and I've got a hole in it, so now I'm just going to push my bradawl through like that, and I'm going to put the longer one in. And again, you don't want it too tight, because you want to put some either ribbon or whatever. Now on that one, the ribbon I used is, you know, when you buy a blouse or a dress or something, it's got these ribbons, and it's to help hang it up on the hanger. I always cut them off because I end up with them hanging out all over. I cut them off and I use them in my crafting. I think we all do, don't we? And this one I'm going to use a bit of this Santoro washi tape, because I can cut a nice small piece off. I'm just gently putting it on, and I'm just going to go around. And I've got a little bit sticking out there, so we'll just trim that off. And there we are. And this, the Santoro one, well, most of them you can do a little bit of dabbing over the top, but it kind of, because it's kind of see-through, you can just vaguely make out what that is. So there we are. And there we have our folio, so we can put some hearts on. I don't think no, I think I have ink drowned these. Put that there, and this one there, and I'm just going to get some thin ribbon around there. And I was looking for a red one, but there wasn't a red one in there. But what I might do is go over it. This is just my red sponge, and I think I've had Bordeaux on that, so that's probably the right colour. It's not like I'm going to get it wet or anything now. I'm just going to check that this will go right the way around, because if not, then it'll have to be a bit of twine. So all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this in a knot, like what I did on that one. I probably actually put the pin through the ribbon, because I've done that before. I'm just going to move that to the top there, so I've got the short end on here, and then what I can do is I can move that round, and there we are. We can tie that. I don't know whether I'll get it in a bow. Not sure. Oh yes, I will. I'll get it in a bow. That'll be a bit cream and red, so it matches. It matches that. So that's that one. So we'll get journal card. If I can get journal card in here, no I can't. So I'm going to put both journal cards. In fact, I'm going to put both journal cards in there. And what I want to do now, little folio like this. So as I said, it's 7 3/4 by 3. So there we are, 7 3/4 inches by 3 inches. So 1 at 2 inches, 1/4 inch. So that's 1, 2, and 1/4. So I did 2 inch, 1/4 inch, 2 inch, 1/4 inch, 2 inch, and then I just scored each line after the 2 inches. So do that. So what it does is it goes like a roll. It rolls round like that. So you've got that like that. You can have it that way or that way. And then what we need is we need flaps. So we need 2 inches. These are your 2 flaps, and these are 2 inches by 1 1/4 inches. So it's 2 inches by 1 1/4 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1/4 inch on the long way, 1/4 inch crease, so that that folds in. So this is our pocket. So again, these are just a fraction under 2 inches. I want to round the corners, and I want a large round. Here we are. Now, because these are 2 inches, what you sometimes find is they don't fit properly, and you might need to take a little slither off that. I'm going to put my pocket here. You've got these lines here. You just want that to fit in there. Glue. I think we'll have the belly band there. Let's cut that. And all I did was, I didn't even measure this, I just did a long strip. Okay, and then just move it along. And I've not made it that big enough, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm just going to pause the video just for 2 seconds. Hi, that's me back. Right, I just had to go because we had to go and pick up the girls from school. So we'd put the pocket in, and I was just putting the little belly band in. It was a little bit shorter, but that's fine. So we've got our, and I did cut a little bit more off that, so that, and then we've got that. So we've got enough room for our little book. Now, because it's going on this page, and because I've cut it down a little bit further, I'm just measuring that, so it's just over the 2 3/4. So I think we'll just have the book between 2 1/2 and 2 3/4. It doesn't matter, you don't have to be precise. I'm guessing it, but I am measuring it, so that's just a little bit. It doesn't matter because we can cut this down. So what I'm doing is I'm just concertina and I'm just folding it down. These little books don't have to have a lot of pages in. And then because it's not fully, it only goes up to there and down to there, so it needs to be about 2.5. So I'm just going to cut a piece down to 2.5. So I'm just taking a fold here and there and just cutting it there. So that's 1 page. Page, and we will need to cut that down a little bit, that's fine. And I'm just putting a little short page in, and we'll put that there. And I'm just ripping a couple of ends at a time. And what I am going to do is I'm going to staple this one, because I should be able to get my stapler in. Just folding that over so I can get my stapler in. And what I want to do is I want to get my stapler on that crease, and that's our little book. And then we can put that in there, just the back page. And I'm going to put a little bit of that there, just so it matches. It doesn't fit, but it's fine. And it just hides the staple. That's all you want to do, is just hide the staple. That fits in there. I've got some little bits and pieces. What did I do with them? To go in our little pocket. It was a piece that was cut off. I just trimmed it down and did the edges. So put that in there. These are just labels from a little coffee shop. One's got a coffee sack on. The other one's just got postage stamps on. And we'll put that one up there. And there we've got that one. And then what we want to do is we want to stick our flaps in. And these were the flaps that we made earlier on. And I'll ink this one before I put it in. I'll ink the other one once it's dried and settled. Turn this round. And there we are. And this one I'm going to put grommets in, just to show you that you can put grommets in. You don't have to use split pins. I've got some little tiny grommets, so I'm going to use those. So what I'm doing is I'm using the smaller hole the 1/16 and just guess in the middle. Again, I'm just guessing the middle in the hope that it will be the same. And I'm going to use one in here as well. I'm going to do a grommet here. And just get my little, these I got from Amazon and they come in gold, silver, antique brass. And these have circles, so as I said, one's an eyelet, one's a grommet. So we'll put that on there, and I need to put the smaller peg of the two, and you put the peg through the good side of the grommet, and there we are. Again, another antique brass. And this one, what I'm going to do before I put the grommet in, I'm going to put a piece of thread and then put the grommet in with that. And what that does is that fixes the thread. I'm just pulling it that way. As you can see, I'm going to put my circle on my little ring. They're like washers. And it's another way of fixing in strings and threads and things. And there we are. So there we have our thread. I'm just going to cut that, and then that can thread through there. And you can just loop it through. Don't tie it too tight. You can do this with ribbons and stuff like that. And there we are. That's a bit too long, but I'll leave it to see what goes in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same with this. And am I going to use some of this? Yeah, I'm going to use the string. I was thinking of using a ribbon, but I'm not going to use the string. So again, I'm putting the string through first. I'm actually going to put quite a little bit of string so that I can tighten a little knot. And put the ring on the back. And clump that shut. It is a little bit harder because you're trying to put string in there. And fold that over, and then what you do is cut that there, and because you've left a little bit of thread, now if you want you can put that way and that way, and then tie that in a knot. And it's another way of doing a closure. And there we are. And they're so cute in pockets. 4 pages for this one. And just put them in there. And in there. And you know when you put your pages into a signature, you get little sticky bits, but I just trim them off. I'm going to put that over there. Now you could do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch in that, but again, I'm not going to. I'm just going to put my stapler in, bend the pages back, and then I want a nice piece of paper to go there. Let me look, see what I've got. Right, so we've got some of these. These are labels. This says Peely Wally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these on. So these come with the rustic tartan hearts. They're labels. They're all Scottish sayings, and it tells you what it means underneath. So Peely Wally is pale, off colour, or sickly looking. So if you're not very well, you're looking a bit Peely Wally today. And I'm going to put that on there. I am going to ink round it first. And I've got some these are just squares that I cut out for doing tea bag folding, and it was just book page that I put bits of ink and, well, I dip dyed them in ink and things like that. So we're going to use that. In fact, I'm going to put it that way. You can make these little books out of anything. You can even, you know, do a mini junk journal with book pages and stuff like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that under there. And there we have a nice book. And the other thing, what I meant to tell you when I first started, the freebie is an ideal gift card holder. So if you've got gift cards, you know, to give out to loved ones or little presents, you can make them a little folder and put your gift card in there. It won't go in there because obviously you've got glue, but it will fit in that flap. And you can, you know, see quite clearly it's a gift card. This is just one shop store card that I use for spreading glue. This is just an envelope that I got from off the internet. It was a freebie. I printed it on vellum and cut it out, so I've put that in there. And we'll pop that in there, and then we'll close that, close it, and close it, and then we'll fasten it up. and that's as easy as that. So you've got 2 free printouts that you can use as a template if you want to do that size. You know, don't make it up, and cut it out in card. And I've also showed you how to do this. So this is 7 3/4 by, is it 2? No, by 3. 7 3/4 by 3, and you have to cut off the front. So great little things, nice little gifts. Hope you get something out of that. Hope you try it. I hope you enjoy it, and I will definitely see you in the next video. Bye.